What's up, guys? Thanks for clicking on the video. Today we're making donuts. I don't have much more to say. Let's go. Alright guys, today we're making donuts, and as usual, we're starting with the dry ingredients. Starting with 16 ounces of flour, 2 ounces of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. We're going to mix that up with a whisk, get it all nice and mixed up. Next, we want 90 milliliters of lukewarm water in which we're going to sprinkle 5 grams of quick yeast into. We're going to let that sit for about 5 minutes. Should look something like that. Now, we're going to make a well in our dry mixture, and inside we're going to add 5 ounces of buttermilk, 2 ounces of melted butter, and 1 beaten egg, as well as the yeast mixture now that it's bloomed. Now that we've added all of the wet ingredients, we're going to mix it up using some dough hooks and the hand mixer. We're going to mix it for about 5 to 7 minutes after the dough's already been formed, and we're going to cover it in a plastic wrap and a warm towel to let it rise until it doubles in size. About an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Then we're going to remove all of this, and we're going to get it onto a floured surface. Once we get the dough on its floured surface, we're going to work it until it becomes a little less sticky. And then, when we're ready, we're going to roll it out. Remember, always rolling from the inside to the out until it's about ½ an inch thick. From this point forward, we're going to use pretty much whatever we can to cut some donut-sized pieces of dough. Now I'm using a NutriBullet cup and a shot glass. You can actually buy donut cutters, but I don't get paid for making videos, so I use what I have. We're going to peel these off of the table, we're going to get them onto some parchment paper, rinse and repeat for basically the entire dough. Now I'm doing a couple different shapes, so I'm doing donuts with holes, I'm doing the donut holes themselves, as well as I'm rolling some that I'm planning on doing some filled jam donuts with. So we're going to get these all onto a sheet, and then into the oven. Now, in the oven, we're going to have a tray in the bottom in which we're going to pour boiling water. This is going to steam all of the dough so that it doesn't form a skin while it's rising, doing its second proofing. We're also going to run the oven just in preheat mode for 1 minute. Just a minute, no more, no less. This is going to warm up the oven to give it a better environment to rise and, get soft and fluffy. Now, once the dough has been taken out, we're going to have a pot of oil boiling at about 350 degrees. And we're going to use a couple of our donut holes just to check, if it's going to cook fast enough, if I need to make it a little bit warmer. The tendency is to, maybe bring the temperature up to like 360 degrees, because when you add stuff to the oil, it's going to cool the oil down a bit. And we want it to sit at about 350 degrees. So now we've tried a couple donuts in there. We're checking for browning, making sure it's cooking. You don't want it to cook too fast and cook the outside and not the inside. So this is just a huge game of constantly checking the temperature of the oil as you're adding things and removing things. So I don't show it here, but I'm constantly changing the temperature. And yes, this is a classroom scientific heater that I'm using to heat the oil. And we're not going to talk about that. But here we have some fantastic looking donuts drying on a rack with paper towel underneath to catch all the grease, because these are very greasy and delicious. So now we've got them all cleaned up, and we have some homemade strawberry jam. So I'm going to fill the pipe with the strawberry jam and then make holes in my big donuts with a skewer, and then I will be able to fill it with the jam. It's going to be delicious. You just wait and see. Now we've done that, now we have to do the easiest and most fun part of these donuts, which is powdering them with confectioner's sugar, obviously sifting them so we don't get any big clumps, and it makes a huge mess, but it's beautiful. So we get these cleaned up on another cutting board, and I think I'm gonna have to try at least one of each. So starting with this little piece, and of course, this is absolutely delicious. One bite, that's all we need. I knew it was going to be fantastic. Super soft, super fluffy. can only imagine how great this big jam-filled donut is going to be. Powdered sugar just falling all over. Wow. The jam is fantastic. I know it's from my mom or my grandma, so obviously it's amazing, but homemade jam, homemade donut, it's just, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching my homemade donut video. This was a lot of work, more than I was expecting, but it was so worth it. These are the best donuts I've ever made, probably the only donuts I've ever made, and they were just delicious. They were absolutely fantastic. I urge you, if you have the time, to book off, a couple hours, or 3 or 4 or 5 hours, depending on, how many things you mess up. Try these at home. These are so much fun to do and so rewarding in the end. Like I said, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have anything else you'd like me to try. Take it easy.